Welcome back, Half-Bloods, to another episode of the Half-Blood Pod, and we want to be the first to congratulate the Spurs on going to the championship after a sweep of the Thunder.
Oh
I'm
my
just kidding.
gosh! Don't jinx that.
I know. We're filming this.
To be clear, I definitely do not predict a sweep, although I would love that.
I'm just calling out to the listeners that we basically tape this over a week in advance. So the series could be over by the time this posts, but right now it's just after game one.
Yeah.
So, and William, in our last podcast, or the one that comes after this, again, I forget the order of when these come out, we did not have any much needed book only ultimate unofficial Harry Potter trivia questions. But on today's plot hole edition of the Half-Blood Pod, I'm going to lead with a very fun level 4 Harry Potter trivia question. Again, Harry Potter, level 4, too easy for you, but this is for the kids at home. Name 4 people who act as secret keeper for a Fidelius Charm. This does not include when a certain death occurs and all members of the order become secret keepers. Big hint.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That would be a problem. And also, I always assume we don't actually know everyone's name in the order. So there's a bunch of people we don't know. So yeah, Dumbledore, Pettigrew. Let's see, Arthur Weasley.
Yes.
And Bill at Shell Cottage.
And Bill Weasley. Very good. Very good. Again, a nice simple level 4 from the much needed book only ultimate unofficial Harry Potter trivia game. If you don't have one, get one. That's a quote from Toy Story when they're talking about moving buddies, which I'm also rewatching now in preparation for Toy Story 5, but not what we're here to discuss.
I got Pixar thoughts too, but whatever.
After we do our book ranking, we'll do a Pixar ranking.
I would have a lot of fun with that. I got takes on Pixar rankings. I'll give you a hint what I have.
Wally's
not number one. Not number one, but a tie.
Okay.
No,
I was like, you have to have more. I don't know if Wally makes my top 8, but it is a good movie. We'll have to do it. William, we're here to talk about a plot hole, though. And this plot hole is, I don't have the script in front of me, but Cassie can put it up on the screen. The plot hole is, why was James or Lily Potter not the secret keeper when they were hiding from Voldemort? And they were hiding, and they chose Pettigrew to be the secret keeper when they knew there was a spy out there. They decided to trust one of their friends instead of just letting one of themselves do it. And you, William, brought up in the answers to this, people who lived in the same home that they were secret keepers for. Namely, Bill Weasley lived at Shell Cottage, and Arthur Weasley was living at Auntie Muriel's, and they were both secret keepers. So we know that you can be a secret keeper and live in a house that is being secret kept. Why did James and Lily be the secret keeper? I have 2 thoughts here, but William, please, what do you got?
This one's tough. If you want my true and honest answer, it's that they made that up way before, and you just had to roll with it as the story went along. Or that James just wanted to trust a friend. It doesn't, I don't have a lot to offer.
This is one of the only ones that we actually discussed before, we saw this post that we think is mostly clickbait. This is one that you and I have talked about for, a decade now of just, can we think of a good reason? I have scoured the internet, William. Some of these are my original thoughts. Some of these I've tried to tease out of the internet. Here's number 1, William. Again, we did an episode on the Fidelius Charm and being a secret keeper, as it's one of a short essay. And again, it's keeping something a secret. And I tried to pose like, what else could be a secret besides a location, right? Like a recipe. Could I make the rest of the world, not know the recipe of something? Anyways, a theory is that James, Lily, and Harry their location was the secret. Not their home in Godric's Hollow, but the location of 3 human beings was the secret. Can a human being be the subject of a Fidelius charm, in your understanding, William?
I don't really think so. What's the closest thing you kind of get the explanation of this is in the fourth book with Flitwick explaining it, right?
Yes, and his words
No,
are
the third book. Excuse me, the third book.
yes, and his words are Voldemort could have put his nose up to the window and he would not have seen the Potters in there. But that assumes that there's a window that he can put his nose against. And what we know about Grimmauld Place is that that house did not exist to Harry until the secret was out.
I just think like he meant like metaphorically, like, you know, he could occupy the physical space, but he cannot access it. So I don't know about that. I don't know. That one doesn't
Why?
ease my.
If the location of a headquarters or a building can be kept hidden, why can't the location of a human being be kept hidden?
So like
Could you
they're
keep?
just ultimately protected no matter where they go in the world. Like they could just walk around. They could be
I
like
mean,
dancing in
could you?
front of Voldemort's face, like, "What up, dude? You can't get me." And Voldemort has no idea he's there because he doesn't know the secret.
Could you do it to a trailer, like that's mostly parked at a home and at a at a trailer park, but then you hook it to a truck and move it somewhere else? Is it still a secret? Is it still hidden? Could you do it to anything that can move?
I feel like you could because it's like a domicile. Like as long as it's like a habitation, you know.
So if you could do it to a
because you're describing a place, you could be like the headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix is found in my parents' travel trailer. So like my parents' travel trailer is the thing. It doesn't have to have an address. You know,
if you could do it to a vehicle, could we stretch ourselves to think you could do it to a human being?
I mean, I guess, but I don't. To me, I just think I just can't. I mean, I don't even think this is like admitting defeat on this. Like, I just think, yeah, it's kind of a plot hole.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
it is what it, or like they just made an exceptionally dumb security decision.
Okay, I have two more things here. One is still is the support of maybe the Potters were the secret, and the support for this you won't accept because it is from the Cursed Child. But in the Cursed Child, they're just going on a casual walk throughout Godric's Hollow. Outside of their home, like what's his name? Albus just sees them going on a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you just don't believe this is not canon, and I agree with you, it's not canon. But I feel like that is support of like if they're under Fidelius Charm, they're not leaving that house, or they will they would be in grave danger. So, could it have been? Is that a little bit of support? Like if they were actually just going on walks outside of their home the day of their murder, a little bit.
I guess it is, yeah.
But who cares?
That
Because
is
Cursed Child's
support
not
of it.
canon.
Yeah, Cursed Child is a mess. But,
Okay, I'm going to throw that theory out. Let's now just swipe the board clean, and now let me try to justify why they would choose Peter. Thought number one.
That I find you can make a better reason for that. Like,
okay.
Also, it could be a good enough reason. It was a bad decision. They made a bad decision,
which is the same thing we just went over last podcast of why Dumbledore did what he did, why Voldemort did what he did, why Voldemort allowed himself to be caught, why Dumbledore didn't talk to Harry.
They wouldn't be the first people in the world to make a bad decision. So
okay, so I think this is my worst justification, but hear me out. Like, there's a vicious war going on. There's a scary wizarding war happening here, and I feel like, is there some sense of like someone in a Fidelius Charm, like the people who know about the Fidelius Charm and the Secret Keeper the people who know about, if you're the Secret Keeper and you are inside the secret, and there's a war going on, and you've told and there's a spy out there, so you don't want to tell too many people. Like a fear of, okay, I don't want to be the secret keeper. I need someone who's actually out and about in case they need to share the secret with somebody else, because I'm worried that I'm going to tell Sirius and Peter the secret and then they're going to die and then I'm going to be trapped and not be able to receive any information because nobody else can get into the secret. And I would have to leave the secret to go tell someone else the secret. And they need somebody outside of the secret. I feel like that's weak, but like just some sort of, I can't be trapped inside this
Right.
secret. I don't know. I think it's weak, but that was thought number one.
I get that. Yeah.
Thought number two. In the letter that Lily is writing to Sirius, she talks about James taking little excursions. And, he wants his cloak back so he can, be out and about. And
Right.
the Potters were on lockdown, but I don't think, like, James was on super lockdown. Like, I think he wanted to be out and about, and he wasn't like, okay, I'll just sit in Godric's Hollow and I'm not doing anything. Like, no, I'm a
Yeah,
member
he
of the Order
wasn't
of the
about that
Phoenix.
life.
And the Secret Keeper was going to go into hiding. And Peter Pettigrew is the greatest hider in the world. He hid for 13 years in plain sight. I feel like Peter, like, they're sitting around. I feel like this scene can work. Like, they're sitting in Godric's Hollow with Peter, and Lily is like, we got to go into hiding. And James is like, no, I'm not going into hiding. I need to fight. And she's like, you need to protect our family. And he's like, yeah, you're right. What can we do about this? And then they're like, Peter, you're a scared little wuss. Why don't you be the secret keeper and then go into hiding? And that's your job. All you have to do is hide. You're the best hider in the world. Peter, can you turn into a rat for a year and no one's ever going to find you? We're safe and I can still leave the house and feel like I'm helping. Like, I feel like that kind of makes sense to me. Peter's the best hider in the world. James doesn't want to hide. Therefore, James will not be secret keeper. He doesn't want Lily to do it either. Like, he doesn't want that responsibility to be on her. Peter, go hide. You're the best at it. Maybe? Huh?
Maybe. The thing that pokes the biggest hole in all of these to me, though, is when they say, like, Dumbledore's like, I myself offered to be the secret keeper. Right. Maybe it's like technology. They hadn't developed a secret keeper charm to a Fidelius Charm that could be held on the inside. It's like a recent development.
I thought of that as well.
Advancement in technology.
I mean, yes, it's very advanced, new magic. And yes, I think it could have been furthered upon. But yeah, I mean, I still think there's a scenario where they're trying to figure out what to do and they're just trying to keep, like, the secret keeper needs to be like someone who is then like laying low. Dumbledore can't lay low. Like, Sirius shouldn't be on the run hiding either. And James doesn't want to be hiding either. He is forced to because he loves his family. But like,
Right.
Peter is the one to do it. Like, Peter is the coward who can just go run and hide. And that's your whole job. That's your whole job for the rest of the war. Just hide. Dumbledore can't do that. Sirius isn't going to do that. James doesn't want to do that. Like, I feel like I've convinced myself that I am okay with this scenario here.
I'm okay with it either. I'm okay with it too. But the problem is that like this stuff like doesn't remotely bother me if it is a plot hole. You know what I mean? Like when they first invented this, like it was the story of how they got betrayed. Like in my mind, the best explanation is like bad choice, poor security decision. You know,
It was
like they made their password like password 123. You know what I mean?
Unforgivable,
and they got hacked.
I don't know,
but yeah, it is what it is. It's not.
So ultimately, do you vote that? I think you have to answer yes, William, that this is a plot hole. Do you vote?
Yeah, I
yes?
do. I think it is a plot hole. Yeah, I've thought that for a long time, and I just can't.
I know you have.
Like, I think you can. Like, to me, the best explanation is just like, oh, they just made a really bad choice.
I think
that's the most conceivable explanation to me.
So this is our first. Yes, we're calling it a plot hole. I feel like I've convinced myself that it's legit. Peter, go into hiding.
I feel like you
You're a
want to
rat.
convince yourself.
I feel like I'm convinced. Peter's a rat. Go hide. Like, it's such an easy decision. And that way James
Or you could just hide in your own living room.
No, James doesn't want to hide. That's the whole point. He's so antsy. He needs to go on little excursions. He can't do it. He's not hiding. That's the whole point.
Mhm.
That's the whole point. Then the last part of this has been a useless question for all these other plot holes is, should the HBO show address this in some way? And I think the answer is yes. I need a scene where we watch.
Sure.
We need to watch them make this decision. Like, this absolutely needs to be an episode of television.
They could do that in the third season for sure. Like, they should do this in season 3 for sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This would be a really cool thing to expound on.
And someone needs to come up with a good reason of why they would do this. I think I've given them this reason. I hope they find it. But Peter, you're a rat. Go hide. To me, it just fits perfectly. James won't stay put. He's arguing with Dumbledore. Dumbledore, you can't go into hiding. This is bullcrap. And Sirius, you can't either. It's got to be Peter. I mean, they've got to do something. I think it should absolutely be addressed in the HBO show.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I do. Yeah.
Well, William, this was exciting. We had our first real plot hole. All the other ones were basically a waste of time. The next one is... Okay, William. I think the next one is also one worth discussing. You tell me if you feel differently. It's about Hermione and the time turner and what a powerful object that is, and did we use it for the right things? Namely,
I'm all about... I'd love to talk time turner. I'm good with that.
We will be talking about that next week then, and
I'm good with that.
There's lots to discuss here. Lots of internet theories, I'm sure, that I can poke through, and I'll be looking forward to it. William, that's all we got. This is twice as long as all of our other plot hole episodes, but worth it because this was the first real plot hole. So, Half-Bloods, I hope you enjoyed. We'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.